Well, thank you, Ralph, and thank you, Congressman Scott. Thanks to Catherine and your entire team. DCA certainly appreciates the hard work from you and your team on this exciting day. It's always a pleasure being with you, and particularly today as we launch the Homeowner Assistance Fund. I know that you are going to brag on Brenda McGee, so I will beat you to the punch. I'm pleased to have Brenda join me today, and I apologize in advance for my tight schedule. You and I both know that she's the brain behind the operation, so you are in very, very good hands. In fact, Congressman, I have not forgotten that we sat in your office in Washington on March 11th of 2020 discussing the success of the 2010 Hardest Hit Fund and Home Safe Georgia. And while the virus was already in our midst, we hadn't an inkling of what the pandemic held in store for us. I want to brag on the great work of the team at DCA as well. Among our myriad of program responsibilities, we serve as the state's housing agency. We're responsible for a wide range of housing affordability programs, including the administration of housing choice vouchers and other federally funded programs, funding housing development using affordable tax credits, and providing home ownership programs to assist first-time homebuyers. Over just the past few years, DCA has financed the construction or substantial rehabilitation of 462 properties, totaling more than 50,000 units of housing that we all appreciate is much needed in every corner of our state. And through the Georgia Dream program, DCA has enabled more than 7,000 Georgia families on their path to first-time homeownership. Now, the pandemic has presented new challenges for our agency and all the communities that we serve. In addition to all of our pre-pandemic program responsibilities, as well as the challenges of navigating an organization through uncharted territory, we've been tasked with executing several new programs. I trust everyone is familiar with emergency rental assistance. However, it's not just renters who are impacted by COVID. The American Rescue Plan, with your leadership, acknowledged that this fact with $9.9 billion in funding for homeowners who have also been impacted by COVID. Perhaps that's by temporary loss of work or reduced hours or illness or, God forbid, a death in the family. Now, Georgia has certainly fared better than most, and that's reflected in our historically low unemployment numbers. However, those that got behind might still struggle to be getting back on track. So Georgia has received $354 million that was allocated from that total appropriation. And today we are here to launch the Homeowner Assistance Program, which is modeled on federal guidelines, as well as in many cases, our experience with the hardest hit funds. This program is intended to provide much needed assistance to homeowners who are behind on their mortgage or utility payments due in some way to COVID. Unlike rental assistance, there is actually a fair amount of data related to mortgage assistance, and this data suggests that about 2.8% of Georgia homeowners, so that's more than 35,000 households, are more than 90 days delinquent on their payments. Now, I should caution, this program is not intended to circumvent the foreclosure process in our housing finance system, but it is instead intended to prevent an unnecessary spike in foreclosures due to pandemic-related reasons. This program will target those most affected zip codes and homeowners most likely in need, though any eligible Georgian is invited to apply. The online application is available today at georgiamortgageassistance.ga.gov. That's Georgia Mortgage Assistance spelled out .ga.gov. Brenda will share more details about the application requirements, but I do want to highlight another difference between the mortgage and rental assistance programs. In addition to the fact that this is not actually a brand new program, Congressman, this program did involve thoughtful planning, including the requirement that every state submit our plans to Treasury for prior approval. Thanks to Brenda and her team and our prior experience, Georgia was one of the first states to submit that plan back in August of last year. Now, it took Treasury a little more time than we had expected to review these plans, so we didn't sit on our hands. Instead, we decided to conduct a small pilot program to identify any foreseeable issues in our portal or our procedures. And while I'm sure we will continue to identify more, and DCA has a proven ability to continuously improve our efforts, I'm excited to report that through that small pilot, we have already assisted 147 homeowners in our state to get back on their feet. This involved more than 2.3 million in payments, or an average of approximately $15,800 each, to homeowners in 27 counties, from Fulton to Thomas down in South Georgia, from Columbus to Augusta. Now, Congressman, I've probably taken more time than allotted, so I'll stop there. But let me thank you again for your leadership on this very important issue and for allowing us to join you today. Thank you very much.
Well, I just want to say thank you so much. I know you may have to run, but I wanted our audience and everybody to know that we've been working together for quite a while on this. I remember the $339 million that I was able to get and bring down to establish Georgia Home Safe. And just think of the thousands we've done. So, Commissioner, thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate you, Congressman, and your entire team.
Yes, appreciate you too.
Thank you, Commissioner. And with that, I think we'll turn things over to Ms. Nancy Flake Johnson, the CEO of Urban League of Greater Atlanta. Ms. Johnson.
Thank you, thank you. I am so excited to hear this critically important news that these resources are going to be available for our Georgia families and homeowners. As all of you know, when COVID-19 hit, housing insecurity escalated beyond our dreams. And of course, the rate of foreclosure and eviction just escalated across our communities. Everything starts with having a safe and secure place to live. Losing a place to live can set a family back for generations. Resources for renters came quickly, though many citizens continue to face challenges there, but support for homeowners is critically important as well. We all know that COVID-19 triggered a housing affordability crisis. Well, it actually escalated a crisis that really already existed. In February 2021, the White House stated that today, 1 in 5 renters is behind on rent, and just over 10 million homeowners are behind in their mortgage payments. People of color have been were affected even greater and are more likely to have deferred or missed payments, putting them at greater risk of eviction and foreclosure. In March 2021, the Consumer Protection Bureau said homeowners who have fallen behind at least 3 months on their mortgage increased 250% to over 2 million households, and is now at a level not seen since the height of the Great Recession in 2010. These numbers represent our citizens, our families with children, our seniors, the people we serve across our state. We put names and faces to these facts. Calls to our agency and housing counseling agencies across this state have escalated and continue. The stories are heartbreaking of imminent foreclosures and evictions are overwhelming and just disrupting the security and the basic needs of families. This targeted Georgia government, federal government program for Georgians is exactly the kind of help our families need, and they need it now. At the Urban League, we stand ready to continue our partnership with the state, with Commissioner Nunn, of course, with Congressman Scott, and all of the housing counseling agencies and community partners and the state that participate to quickly deploy these resources to families so we can help them avoid foreclosure and displacement. Here in Georgia, we are just delighted to be with you this morning here at the Urban League so that we can help celebrate this most important resource that is being made available to our families. Homeownership is known to be a tool for building generational wealth, and that certainly has applied to communities of color throughout our history, but all families in general. However, history has shown that people of color are not routinely in a position to have the same opportunities. And the Georgia Department of Community Affairs has been a longtime partner of the Urban League for down payment assistance and other resources for homeowners. Thank you so much for this opportunity to be here this morning and help celebrate this important milestone for Georgia homeowners. We stand ready to partner with you to make sure that families get access to these resources as quickly as possible.
Thank you, Ms. Johnson. And now we will hear from Congressman David Scott. Congressman.
Thank you, Ralph. Good morning, everyone. And I'm very pleased to join you with the launch of this very exciting and groundbreaking new homeowners financial assistance program for $354 million. First of all, I want to again thank Commissioner Christopher Nunn for our longtime partnership and working on these issues with the Georgia Department of Community Affairs. And I want to also thank my chair lady of my Financial Services Committee, Chairman Maxine Waters, who worked with me and helped me to be able to secure this funding in President Biden's American Rescue Plan. And while I'm on that, I certainly want to thank the president for making this a part of his American Rescue Plan. I also want to acknowledge again the Urban League of Greater Atlanta, Miss Nancy Flake, for her longtime work and partnership. We've been on this road together for quite a while. Thank you, Nancy. And I also want to thank Miss Becky Taylor, who is the Director of the Federal Relations for the Georgia Municipal Association, for her leadership. And let me just start by saying, ladies and gentlemen, when we were preparing this, President Biden put together the American Relief Package. And at that time, more than 10 million American homeowners had fallen behind on their mortgage payments. And when I heard this, I went to work as we did 10 years ago. And I was able to get my colleagues, we all work in this together. It's not a one-person deal, because this speaks volumes for Congress. We all went together and we were able to put together this package, and it became a part of President Biden's American Rescue Relief Plan. And the very first thing that we did in receiving this news was to put my bill together, HR 1710, which again was included in there. And so today, I am very pleased to join with all of us in announcing this $354 million in federal funding for the portal for Georgians to apply for this homeowner assistance program. The financial assistance means the world to have in Georgia, like my constituent, Lisa Hampton in Georgia. I want to just spend one moment talking about Lisa because she epitomizes what so many folks are going through. Lisa had a job. She was an entrepreneur, did great work. But then COVID-19 hit. She lost a job. She lost her entrepreneurship. She continued to do the best she could. But when they brought the news to her that her loan repayment would be discontinued, she called my office, and I'm glad that she did, and asked for our help. And we went to help. But as we looked at this, I remembered that HUD in their report said that at that time, 10 million homeowners have fallen behind in their mortgages. And today, millions of these homeowners are still struggling. And this, what we're doing, says help is on the way. And so through the federal state initiatives, financial homeowners assistance program, it will prevent home foreclosures, also the loss of utilities. That's very important as well. And so we got this in, and I just want to thank all of you for what we're doing and for what we're going to do. And I want to just end briefly because I want to remind everyone of what our great leader, Martin Luther King, said. He said this: we are all tied up in a shared garment of shared destiny. And this new Georgia Homeowners Assistance Plan will do just that. And so I want to thank everyone. God bless you. And now I want to turn it over to Ms. Brenda McGee, who will work us through and answer questions about how this program will work. Brenda, I turn it over to you.
Thank you, Congressman. So for our press, Ms. McGee, if you'll allow me, we're gonna ask that folks, if you have questions, to let us know that you have a question in the chat. We'll acknowledge you, and then once you're acknowledged, you can unmute yourself and ask your question. That way we can keep everyone from having feedback from all of the people unmuting at once. So just throw in the chat your name and the outlet that you're with, and we'll acknowledge you to ask your question. All right, and I don't see any questions in the chat, any names of folks from outlets. I'll give it another 60 seconds, but if everyone has what they need, I'll say we did a pretty good job. Oh, Robin, I'm going to unmute you and you can ask your question. Looks like it's about the program, so it is probably for Brenda.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hi, good morning, Congressman. How are you, sir? Do you all know when this is actually going to go live, or will this go through local agencies?
Good morning. The program is live today for applications. You can go right now and apply. Let me just start by saying again, I know the commissioner mentioned this, but Georgia Mortgage Assistance.ga.gov. That is the address for applications, and we are live today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Robin. I see we've got a question from Andrew with Status Network. Andrew, go ahead and unmute and ask your question.
Sure. Good morning, everyone. Just a general question, and I put it in the chat, but for those who may not have online access, what would be ways for them to be able to still be able to apply? I know we're obviously technology driven, but we know that there might be some technology deficits.
Absolutely, yes, we would, and we'll put our phone number in there also. There's several ways. We will be using housing counselors to assist people that need that level of assistance on taking the application. We can take it by phone, either way. So there's certainly an opportunity for anyone that doesn't want to use the online application.
Thank you, Brenda. And we'll be sure on our end to share more information on that once we have it in a background document coming later, probably today. All right, I think that might wrap it. Are there any more questions? I'm going to give it 60 more seconds. Oh, looks like we've got another. Oh, and this one is from one of our panelists. Ms. Johnson, go ahead and ask your question.
You know, in deploying the rental and utility assistance resources, there were often opportunities for organizations like Urban League and other community-based groups that have direct ties to homeowners and renters to partner with our state and county and municipal governments to help deploy the funds. Has there been any thought to engaging those resources to help deploy the resources quickly?
Thank you, Nancy. Yes, we are. We're working with, for example, housing counselors, Atlanta Legal Aid, Georgia Legal Aid, some of those agencies right now. There is a little bit of a challenge with mortgage assistance as opposed to rental, where you have to deal directly with servicers. And so that's where our expertise, we have that expertise, and we have a process that we use. So we do not know at this time exactly what we would be asking these agencies to do, but we're certainly looking at that as an opportunity
Very
for
good.
our agencies to help us.
Well, just want to throw out that Urban League is a HUD certified housing counseling agency. So we do have experience in that. We would love to be a partner.
Thank you.
All right, and I think that that'll do it for us. Just a reminder, if you have additional questions that come to you later, you can always forward those along to us at davidscott.press@mail.house.gov. Those will go to me directly. Y'all know I'm always responding to emails. Thank you so much. We'll send around a copy of this to everyone who RSVP to attend in the next couple of minutes, so that you all have your sound and your video for our broadcast folks. And we look forward to seeing you again at another virtual press event soon. Have a great one.
Thank you.
Thank you.